In gaming, there are a few titles that people have fantasized about for years, collectively feeding delusions about their existence and how their announcement is right around the corner. This year, this is the year. Jeff Keighley's Game Awards, he's going to come out in a banana hammock and finally reveal to the world Half-Life 3 is in development and launches today. It's a shadow drop, actually. E3 is going to get revived and they're going to finally tell us Bloodborne 2 is right around the corner. That kind of thing. But deep down, people know that these games aren't in development, and they're probably never going to be. But the hopium around it is so strong and contagious, people can't help but believe. These games include Half-Life 3, Left 4 Dead 3, Bloodborne 2, and until today, Hollow Knight Silksong. Hollow Knight Silksong is a game that people have been wanting for so long since it was announced many, many moons ago. And with radio silence and a lot of missed deadlines and unfulfilled promises, like with Phil Spencer saying, "It's coming in a year," that kind of thing, people have just been hurt so much, myself included, to the point where a lot of us wrote it off as one of these, white whales like Half-Life 3 that we're just never going to experience. But against all the odds, Hollow Knight Silksong just dropped today. And on just Steam alone, within the first couple hours, it has already broken over 534,000 concurrent players. I can only imagine what it's like on console right now. Apparently, Steam, Xbox, and the Nintendo eShop all went down right when this launched. Presumably because so many people were immediately trying to buy it because there was no pre-orders or anything. Hallelujah. Everything about Hollow Knight Silksong's launch, to me, is an absolute fucking grand salami. This is a home run. First and foremost, its price tag. It's $20. That's beautiful. I love to see that. In an era where every game seems to want to be 50, 60, 70, 80 bucks, even games that are only 2-3 hours long, or games you've never even heard of, like Fart Smoker Massacre or something, some fucking AA horror experience being 70 bucks. It is so nice to see Hollow Knight Silksong come out here and just be like, hey, $20, enjoy. It really feels like Silksong is just truly here to be like, hey, play us. We're not really getting involved in all of the shadiness and greediness the rest of the industry seems to be trying to normalize. Just fucking fork over 20 clams and just enjoy. And it's refreshing. But anyway, let's cut into this peanut butter jelly sandwich and take a peek at the cross-section. I want to give you my first impressions here. Does Hollow Knight Silksong live up to the hype? And the hype was at, almost unheard of levels. Like I said, this is up there in the category of the Half-Life 3s and the Bloodborne 2s and shit like that. So it had big shoes to fill because Hollow Knight is a beloved title. I played Hollow Knight well after everyone else did. I played it, seriously, for the first time, 3 years ago. I streamed all of it and fell in love. I absolutely adore Hollow Knight. So, of course, I was scratching at my neck to sink my teeth into Silksong. Like I said, I really was starting to doubt if I'd ever play this game. I didn't know if it was ever going to release. I thought this was going to be dunking on a 10-foot basketball hoop. An experience I'll never have. I really thought that this was just going to be, always a fairy tale. And I am so happy that it's here. And I'm even happier to say that the game is amazing. I have put about 4 hours into it so far. I streamed it this afternoon. And of course, when I finish my playthrough, it'll go up on my gaming channel, Moist Critical Gaming. Go subscribe, best fucking gaming channel on YouTube. I am already really enjoying my time with Silksong. I think it's off to a fucking banger start. If you've played the first Hollow Knight, you know what you're in store for here. That DNA is still very much intact, but it feels much smoother here. I just got to the point where I get the dash and sprint, and you can combo out of the dash attack because it launches you up. You can combo out of it into a down needle, which comes at an angle, and then you can combo out of that into just a normal side needle attack. So there's a lot of creativity with the comboing you can do on enemies in this that feel really, really good. It just seems like there's so much skill expression that when you really dive into the spaghetti and the meatballs of the mechanics to the gameplay, you will probably find some really fucking cool things to experiment with. So I'm already getting into the nitty-gritty and loving that. I think pretty much everything that you liked in Hollow Knight, you will find in Silksong, but even more in-depth and fleshed out. And for some people, I actually saw that as a complaint in chat. some people in chat were upset that the game is so similar to the first Hollow Knight. And I understand that complaint when it comes to things like fucking Call of Duty, where it literally is copy and paste with no innovation. It is just rip and ship, don't even think about it, fire and forget, because people are just going to buy it no matter what, so what's the point in trying? It's basically you're getting the same thing every single time, just with other maps and other guns, and that's really about it. It's boring. I get that complaint for that series. For Hollow Knight, though, that just isn't the case. Like, yes, it is clearly very much like the same DNA as the first Hollow Knight. Like, the map is the same, shopping, all of that is very similar, but it is all expanded and improved upon. Like, everything is more in-depth. And everything that Hollow Knight, the first one, did well is done, I would argue, better here, except for one thing. My only complaint about silksong, and it is kind of a sizable complaint because this is a big portion of what the game is asking you to do, I don't like that they changed down needle. So to pogo in the first Hollow Knight, you would do a down attack in the air, and you'd bounce off of whatever you hit, whether it's an enemy or like a spike, you would bounce off it to give you some extra air, which of course led to more skill ceiling. There was a lot more you can do with that. In this game, pogoing is still here, but instead of being just like a normal straight down attack with the needle, you instead come at an angle. You come at sharp angles every single time. You can't go straight down with it. You have to come at an angle. So what ends up happening is when you're traversing some places that are requiring you to pogo, such as in Farfields, I think it's Farfields, the place with the red flowers that are spread out all over the place with vines under it, so if you hit it, you take damage and reset. The platforming challenge there is doing the pogo off of the flowers to reach the next section, the next platforms. And in the first Hollow Knight, that's obviously there too, but it felt much more intuitive to just do a normal down needle, pogo off it, go to the next one, rinse and repeat. Here, since you're coming at angles, and since you have to go from right to left pretty often, you have like these sharp angles that you're doing that sometimes just feel inconsistent, and oftentimes actually, at least in my playthrough, you'll actually like hit the hitbox of the flower without pogoing, so you'll just like attack through it. It just doesn't feel as good as just the normal down needle pogo from the first one did. At least not yet. Now, again, I'm only 4 hours in. It might get much better as I get more familiar with it, but as of right now, I am missing the way pogoing felt in the first one. That's the only complaint I have. Pretty much all of my deaths in my playthrough right now are from pogoing. Like attempting to pogo either off an enemy or off of like the flowers. It is taking me a lot of getting used to, and maybe by the end of it, I'll warm up to it and say I love it even more than the first Hollow Knight, because I see the vision. Like, it wants it to be even more demanding, like, and give you even more options for your movement. Like, I can see the vision, because sometimes I can string together, like, a really good set of pogos throughout the terrain and throughout the enemies, and it is beautiful looking. The way that you'll pogo into, like, a dash cancel or something, and then go right into the next pogo while still in the air. Like, it looks really cool, because you can combo all of this together. And I do see, like, there could be a lot of cool experimentation with it. But right now, like, I just feel like more often than not, it's become a headache because I want to just do like a normal down hit and pogo offs or something. But instead I go off to the side, miss, and just go straight into the shithole and take big damage or just die. Like, I don't know. It's not that big of an issue, and again, it is still fresh, so maybe I just need to get more familiar with it. That is the only complaint I have about the game. Everything else I think has just been smooth sailing, and I absolutely love it. Every boss fight has been hype. Every environment I've visited has been nice. The characters are charming. The game's sound design is a slapper. Everything in this is exactly what I was hoping for a new Hollow Knight experience. And I imagine most people that have picked it up are probably pretty satisfied, would be my guess. Like, it really feels like it knows exactly what people wanted and just gave you more of that and more options with it. So I'm excited to keep playing it. I'm excited to finish it, and I'm very happy to see that it is doing so well for Team Cherry. This has been a lot of years, baking here in the oven, and it looks like everyone's really enjoying the dessert. So I'm happy that it's doing so well, and just wanted to give you my first impressions and say that, yes, it does live up to the hype so far. And I'm optimistic that it will only continue to get better as I get deeper into the game. That's really about it. So, yeah.